Good afternoon, guys. In this lab, we're going to learn how to configure a Cisco router for Syslog, NTP, and SSH operation. So they're going to topology here. So we're going to create this topology and there go the addressing table. So these are all the IP we've been provided, the devices. So it's a pretty simple lab with 6 devices all together, the interface and the IP address, subnet mask, fault gateway, and the switch ports. So we have objectives. The objective is to configure OSPF MD5 authentication, configure NTP, configure configure routers to log messages to log Syslog server. So we get the background scenario. Yes, you will configure, bang, bang, bang. Okay. So let's not wasting time. Let's go ahead and start pull up packet tracer. So as you know, guys, this lab is strictly for those who want to be a network security engineer, cyber security. So if you study to take your CCNA certification, if you want to become a cyber security with network engineer or network security, so this lab is for you. Study to take your CCNA security. Okay, so let's pull this topology just to see what we've been told. So, okay. 2960 and then 1941. 2960 and 1941. Okay. All right, so we have 1941, 1941. For the two switch model and 2960. See how many switch we have here. 2 switches. 2960. Then I think, if I'm not mistaken, we have 2 servers, right? 2 servers and 1 PC, which was right there. So this is 2, 4, 6. Oh. Say 3 and 4. So we missed one more router. Let's go ahead. Okay. So let's start connecting things together. All right, so here we have this connecting to that. Another one. Connect to this. And what else we have? Yes. Tell you what, put this here instead. Let's disconnect it. No. And bang bang to this one. And let's look at the topology. So we have this goes to that goes to this, and then this. Okay. So if you were to set it up just like they had it, this will be just like that. Let's see. 2 servers are up. Right there. Right. 2 servers are right there. Okay. And the switch is just about there. And router. So we have a second router. MAC. Then what we have? Router to router. Then a switch. Let's go ahead and make this real quick. Let's grab a straight through cable. Then go. Let's grab a crossover cable. So this to that. Right. Then grab a straight through cable. This go here instead. Okay, so now connect. Let's make this topology look like what they have in the simulation, but it no matter. All right, so now let's see if we can zoom this a little bit. Let's make the view be zoom in. Okay. Oh. So bang, 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 oh, bang, 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 bang. All right, so now guys, we're gonna start with our configuration process. So let's look at the first thing we've been told. Let's check here. It says configure OSPF MD5 authentication. So let's pull our one. By the way, let's just name them. So we have this as NTP server with an IP address of .5. So like this, NTP server 192.168.1.5, right? Then we have a Syslog server .6. So Syslog server, Syslog server 192.168.1.6. Okay, cool bean. We have this switch one. Let's call this switch one S1 or switch one. What else we have? R1, R2, R3 is the SSH server. So R1, R2, sorry, R2, then R3. R3, this is the SSH server. And then there we have, so SSH client put it .3.5. Oh, sorry. So we have the SSH client, SSH client for the PC .3.5, so 192.168.3.5. Okay, pretty much almost correct. Let's change this to R3 to, not sure why they call this R3, but it should be R2 because it's only two switch. Right, SSH client. Okay, now let's start getting our hands dirty. Now, first of all, let's pull router 1, which is this router here, and open the CLI, no, and conf e, right? So we say router OSPF 1, and now we say we're gonna do the same for router 2 up. So this is router 1, so this should be router 2, right? And then this should be router 3. Am I correct? Let's double check. 1, 2, and 3. So we're good. So let's pull router 2 and do the same configuration on router 2. No, enable conf t OSPF tab. Oh, doesn't take it. Oh, so it's router. Remove that router. OSPF 1. Okay, let's do this on router 3 too. Okay. So we got no enable conf t. We got router OSPF 1. Now, what we should do, so on router 1, let's go back. There we have OSPF 1. We got to configure the area 0, area 0 authentication message digest. Let's do that too on router 2. So it's area 0 message, no, area 0 authentication message digest. Okay, cool. So let's do the same for router 3. Get bigger. Let's say area authentication, area 0, which area, the authentication message digest. Okay, so we have pretty much to our configuration OSPF and MD5 authentication for all the routers in area 0. So now this is the step for us to configure. Let's check. So we pretty much complete this task. Now, the second task says that we have to configure NTP, which is Network Transfer Protocol. So let's go ahead and start with router 1. So let's see if we can say do show IP NBR just to be on the safe side. So we have what? Gigabit. So this is gigabit. So you could say ent gig NFS what? Should be gig. Doesn't take it. Okay, let's do it one out. So NFS gig NFS gig 0.0.0, right? Then we could say IP OSPF message digest key 1 MD5 MP MDP that's M5 MD5 I mean MD5 EA55, right? Okay, so it's for router 2. On router 2, let's do the same. Exit, we could say interface gigabit 0.0.0. What do we do? IP OSPF message key, message digest key. I mean 1 MD5 MD5 PA55. Okay. Now we could also do interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0/1. That's the middle router. So the IP OSPF message digest key 1 MD5 PA55. Okay, now let's do this on, let's configure OSPF on router 3 too as well. Say, just exit out 1. We would say interface. Okay, interface gigabit 0.0.1. Then we say IP OSPF message digest key 1 MD5 EA55. Good job. So now step 4, see what do we get. Now we have to configure routers to log messages to the Syslog server. So we have to verify the MD5 authentication configuration using the command show IP. Yep, and verify the end-to-end connectivity. So now, so enable and network time protocol authentication on PCA. On PCA, click NTP. Oh, it's NTP. So, okay. Okay, guys. So now let's go to router one. Let's make it bigger. It. So what we do is go to NTP server. So 192.168.1.5. I'm sure that's the IP we've been provided on the IP table. Yep. So we should configure the NIC card with these. Let's check something. Configure. Oh, this should be 192.168.1.5. Subnet mask already there. Okay. Settings. Okay, guys. So router 2, we should do NTP server, exit out one, exit out one. We could do NTP server, one nine two dot 168.1.5. Let's do the same on router 3. they say exit NTP server 192.168.1.5. All right, so now we configure our one until R3 as NTP clients. So now we gotta verify client configuration using the show NTP status. So let's go ahead and just use this. Okay, configure to support SSH. But let's support this. Okay, so go back. Say do says do show IP. Do show NTP status. So you see, as you can tell, so the NTP is being configured. Now, we have to configure routers to update hardware clock. So let's go ahead and start it from this router since we're already here. So it says NTP update calendar. So let's do the same for the other two routers. Oh, sorry. So which one I've done that? Okay, so it was one. So two says NTP update calendar. So then the third one is NTP update calendar. So we have that take care of on all of the three routers. So now we have to exit from the global configuration. So from the global configuration and verify that the hardware clock was updated since the command. Okay. So do show clock. Just say do show clock. Yep. So it's updated. Now we have to configure NTP authentication on the routers. Right? Share support SSH connection. So NTP server is master by NTP. Okay. Let's go ahead and start that on all three. Oh, is this one? Start off, we should change the name of all the routers just to avoid confusion. Let's try to do that now. So we could say host name R1. Then we do NTP authentication. Authenticate. So NTP trust key 1. NTP authentication. Authenticate, I mean authenticate key 1MD5 P E EA 55. This isn't valid. So NTP authentication key 1 5. Is it not taking this? Still check. The authentication. Authentication. So it's a typo. So it's authentication key. Good job. Okay. Let's do this on this one too. It's NTP authenticate. NTP trust key 1. Then NTP authentication key. Oh, NTP authentication key 1 MD5 NTP PA 55. So yes, to host, how to change the name. All right, so let's go. Gonna do the same thing on this router real quick. NTP authenticate. We have NTP trust key 1. Then we have NTP authentication key 1 MD5 MD NTP MD5 NTP PA55. All right, so now on step 5, what we do, we're going to configure routers to timestamp log messages, which is this thing here. So we pretty much just finished with this one. We've already done that. Now let's go for this. Okay, stop wasting time. I'm trying to make this video as short as possible. Okay. Paul, router 1. We could do login, host. So it's service tab first. Service timestamp. So log date time mscirc. Right. So now let's do it for router 2. Service timestamp log date time and second. Wait a second. Do it for router 3. Service timestamp log date time. All right, so now after we configure timestamp services for logging on the routers, now we're gonna configure the routers to identify the remote host Syslog server that will receive login messages. Okay. So we go to router 1. We're gonna configure. So it says login, host 192.168.3.6. Put the same on all of the routers. So you get login, host 192.168.1.6. Let's go on the other router. So we get login, login host 192.168.1.6. Okay, so now the router console will display a message that login has started. So now what we do is we're gonna verify the login configuration. So we gotta do show logins. All right. So we could see the login information is showing here. Okay, so go back. Let's try do show login here too. And on the third, which is the second, show logins. Okay, job login information 0 line. All right. So now on part 4, we're going to configure R3 to support SSH connection. So only on R3, let's go on R3. So we do IP domain. Change the name. Host 3. So IP domain name, CCNA, security.com. Oh, it's typo domain name instead of name. So sorry, guys. It's name. Good job. Okay. The configure user to log in to the SSH server on Water 3. So create an ID. So we're going to create an ID of SSH admin with the highest possible privilege level, a secret password. Okay. So on R3, we're going to use username SSH admin, and then you could say privilege 15 secret, and the password will be Cisco SSH PA 55. Okay, so now on R3, we're gonna do the line That's VTY 0 to 4. Then login, local transport, input, SSH. Now, we're gonna erase existing keypad on R3. Any existing RSA keypad should be erased on the router. So let's go on crypt, X out one, crypto keys, COEs, RSA. No signature RSA found, RSA keys found in configuration. Okay, no existing, so that's what okay, so now step 5, it says to generate. So generate the RSA encryption keyword for router 3. Okay, so now we do crypto key generate RSA. So we get this message. So we good. Like command, bang, bang. So we're gonna have to verify the SSH configuration. So let's say to show IP SSH. So it's enabled, as you could see here, and the version is 1.5. So now we're gonna configure SSH timeout and authentication parameters. I mean, so now we do IP SSH timeout 90. Am I doing wrong? Oh, so it's 9. Oh, it's 90. Then we have IP SSH authenticate with twice 2. And then the IP version, IP SSH version 2. So it says, please create an ISA key, enable SSH version. So now we on step 8, we're gonna attempt to connect to R3 via telnet from PC. So let's go on this PC, spoil the desktop, this one, and okay. So what we do is, say telnet 192.168.3.1. Connection should fail because R3 has not configured to accept only SSH connection on the virtual terminal line. So let's see, this connection should fail. So we're gonna connect R3 using SSH on the PC. See. He was using terminal instead of, so it's telnet 192.168.1, oh, the 3.1, 3.1. Oh, it should fill. See, right. So now we're gonna SSH, we're gonna so on the desktop of the PC, select the command, enter the command, search for prompt, password, and then enter the command and prompt for the password. Connect to Outreach using SSH on the PC. So we're gonna open the desktop on the PC and select the command PC, and then you enter the password into this Cisco. Okay, so with this, so minus SSH admin 92.168.1, no, 3.1. Okay, so okay, so on auth2, we're gonna add quantity. It could say SSH minus version 2 minus L SSH, SSH admin 10.2.2.1. All right, guys, so that's pretty much all about this lab. So in this lab, what we do, we configure Cisco routers for Syslog, NTP, and SSH operations. So thank you so very much for following along with me. I'll see you in the next lecture.